How many of you are currently unemployed? Now, some of you are and some of you are not. Okay. Let me see if I can hit home with you for a minute. When you lose your job, you go through some stages. It's kind of like losing a mate. It's like losing a spouse. It's like losing a best friend in a way. You did this job for 10 years. You did it for 5 years. You did it for 8 years. You gave it everything you had. I know what that's like. I've been there many times. I had a radio show in Columbia, South Carolina that went all over the state of South Carolina on 10 radio stations. I had to give it up one day. It's really tough. I know. I loved it. It was absolutely one of the most enjoyable things I've ever done in my life. I got to interview famous, exciting people every day. I was paid to do that, and I had to give it up. But here's the secret. Don't go home and throw the covers over yourself and sleep late the next morning because you don't have to go into work. We've been there, right? You know what that's like. I'll give you this. You can have one day. Take one day. You get one vacation day with me, if you want to follow my advice. One day off. Okay, I've worked hard. I deserve today. I'm going to go have a good time. I'm going to get my energy up. I'm going to get my attitude up. The next day, I've got to get out, and I have to do a job. You want to know what that job is? It's get a job. It's a full-time thing. Because here's the irony of what I just told you. Okay? You take a day off to sleep late, or to watch the soaps, or to watch television, or get on eBay, or do all the distractions that are in the home, okay? You take one day to do that, 500 other people have just been interviewing all over Charleston for positions that you might have liked, that you might have been qualified for. You gave them an edge, because you weren't out there, you weren't working on it. So as much as I'd love to say, take the time off, don't allow the distractions to bother you too much. Yeah, I don't want the distractions to bother you, but quite frankly, you got to get going. You got to skip the depression stage. It happens to so many of us. Because here's what happens. We lose a job, and suddenly we're going, who am I? What am I? Why did they fire me? There's anger. Sometimes anger is one of the stages too. Why did they let me go? Why did they let Ralph go? Ralph's the one who takes the long lunch breaks. Ralph's the guy who shows up late. Ralph doesn't do anything right, but they let me go. So you can go through the anger stage, you can go through the depression stage, you can go through the distraction stage, you can go through the I don't give a you-know-what stage for a while too. But all of that hurts you and it distracts you from the task at hand, which is to get a job. And I don't have to worry about any of you because you came here because you want to learn something and because you want to get a job. So I'm going to skip. You've already gotten past that particular stage. But did I hit something? I mean, did that mean something to you? Yeah, I mean, you've been there, right? You know what that's like. So here's the trick. You got to figure out what you want to do. Now, I'll give you a story. This is a true story. I got this 3 weeks ago just to show you I'm always adding new material when I meet people. People are just fascinating to me. 61-year-old man came to a seminar that I did 3 weeks ago with Raycom Media. And he sat down in one of these chairs with me, and I did a private counseling session after the seminar with him. He said, I run 3 car dealerships in Charleston, South Carolina. I didn't just run them, I owned them, and I sold them. And he goes, I can't get a job. I can't get a job. He was almost in tears. He said, here's my resume. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Show me what I'm doing wrong. He said, I got 10 different things that I've done in my life, you know, that are really big, and running car dealerships is one of them, and I can't seem to get a job. And I know in the old days we'd say it's the age, right? Any of us up in the 50s and 60s, it's tougher. That's not the case now. That's not what's keeping people from getting a job now. And I looked at him, I said, let me help you. I don't know you well, but I think I've got an idea of what's going on with you. I said, I don't think it's that you can't get a job. It's that you don't know what you want to do at this stage of your life. And he looked at me and said, you know, you're right. And I said, let me give you an example of why I've come up with that particular conclusion. If he went to a car dealership and he showed on his resume 3 ownership situations, and he walked in and said, here's the amount of money I made each of these car dealerships, he'd get hired. Because car dealerships want to make money right now. They want to do extremely well, right? So it isn't that he can't get a job. He didn't apply to car dealerships. He didn't want to go there because he's tired of that. He doesn't want to do that. That's not what he wants to do. So he agreed with me on this, and then I asked the $1 million question. And the question was as follows. What is it you really want to do? Tell me, in your heart of hearts, what would you really like to do in life? He looked at me and the answer was really surprising. You ready for this? He said, history. I want to write a history book. Here's a 61-year-old man who's gone through 2/3 of his life, basically. Maybe even more than 2/3, we don't know. And he hasn't done what makes him happy. And now he's miserable and he can't get a job. So I always try to give somebody something specific. I don't want to give you something that's nebulous. So I said, I've got a friend. And I gave a specific name. His name is Mark Jones. He lives in James Island. This is a true story. Mark writes history books. He self-publishes history books. He's written about a seedy side of Charleston. He's found a niche in the history market, and he runs Wicked Charleston Tours. You've probably heard of him. The Wicked Charleston history books are written by Mark Jones. Mark's a friend of mine. He's in his 40s. He's about 48 years old. And I've known him for a long time. He's a fascinating individual. Guess what he does during the day? And I said this to the 61-year-old automobile dealer, and I said, you need to consider doing this. I said, this is way out of the box. Totally out of the box. You're probably going to dislike me for saying this, but I hope not. I'm going to give you a great suggestion. Drive carriages. That's what Mark does during the day. He drives carriages in downtown Charleston for a living. Now, driving carriages in Charleston is about $31,000 to $35,000. Selling the history books is about $45,000. He's now up to $80,000 a year, and is the man happy? He's ecstatic. He has life right here, and he's loving everything that he's doing. That's what life is all about. See, here's my theory. I don't think, and I don't talk about God a lot, but I am going to say God's name here. I don't think God intended us to be miserable at work. I don't think the good Lord wants us to go in every day and go, it's 4 o'clock. Oh, an hour, I get to get out of here. 2 o'clock. Oh man, 2 more hours. Maybe I go to the lunchroom and kibitz with Rhoda, you know? That's not what it's about. That's not what we're supposed to do. So part of my mission and why we're going on the road with this, and we're just getting started, as you can tell, but it's really exciting. And I'm not here to sell you a thing other than yourself. I'm here to sell you on you. I'm not going to sell you a book. I'm not going to sell you a CD. I'm not going to sell you a 6-cassette course on how to get yourself back together on the job front. It's all about getting you on the right track. I want to empower you today to realize that you can be a Mark Jones, that you can make something happen in your life that's important and that makes you feel good. And here's lesson number 1. Don't do anything. Don't go to an employer and say, I'll do anything.